Yo, what is going on, guys? So we have a video here from men only. Let's get straight into it.
I know that I look crazy and it's so embarrassing to come crying on the internet, but the stuff that I have been dealing with for 2 years.
Fellas, welcome back to the channel. Today, we're diving into a hot topic. Modern women are out to end men going their own way, but it's hitting them where it hurts. We'll explore the efforts to counter the men going their own way movement, why it's causing such a backlash, and the broader implications for modern relationships. Before we get started, make sure to subscribe and hit that notification bell so you never miss out on our latest videos. Let's jump right in and break it all down.
I believe we're at a pivotal moment in Gen Z dating right now. I write a newsletter about youth consumer trends where I track all of these things. And this story was published in The Cut yesterday. They talk about how dating is a total nightmare, obviously, for many people right now. But they get into the fact that singles have always complained about how hard it is to meet other singles. Women in particular have reached a breaking point. I
love how it's all about the women, right? The individuals who have all of the options, who can choose from a great, very large pool of the opposite gender, are the ones who are having the issues, right? It's always funny to me, guys, when you hear like these dating stories and, oh, dating is so difficult, and then it's all catered towards the women. Like, oh yeah, it's so hard for the women. Women have dating incredibly damn easy. If you're a woman and you cannot get a relationship from a man, that is your own damn fault. It really is not that difficult. Men are very simple creatures. We do not require a lot to be happy. But what these women are doing is they are chasing dudes who are out of their league for years and years, even decades on end, and then complaining when they can't get a relationship. It is truly quite amazing. And then, you know, they go on to say that they're the ones most affected. Fantastic stuff.
I did a story at the beginning of the year where I talked to like 10 Gen Zers about why the apps were so bad. This tells a larger story. It's not just the apps. This TikToker stood up on a date. It's about how frustrated she is with dating apps and trying to meet someone.
Oh, boo-hoo. The woman gets stood up on a date. Guys, this is the average experience for a man. I have always said this on this channel, guys, but when these modern women get treated in any capacity like the men get treated every single damn time, then it makes headlines, right? Then it's a problem. Then we write articles about it. But as long as it happens to men, nobody gives a crap. But the moment it happens to a woman, oh, we get on TikTok and we cry about it. And like, you know, let's not even consider the fact that this woman has, number one, probably done this to a bunch of dudes, and number two, still have plenty of viable date options. But she would rather sit there and cry because the men that she's chasing don't want to date her. And guys, I don't blame these guys. These guys who are on the top percentage of applications who are not dating these women, why would you want to date them anyway? You know, like a lot of these guys are just completely done with relationships, and it's hard to blame them. It really is.
With dating apps and trying to meet someone. Humiliated, she records this TikTok and it goes wildly viral. Sentiment shared by a lot of these women is that they have full lives. This person who's quoted here is a pastry chef. She says 90% of the things I do alone. People want a partner, but they cannot find them. This woman says that she has not been able to find men in person as men look for younger women. She's gonna go up to a scantily clad 21-year-old who's having the time of her life and not a grumpy 31-year-old.
You know, all of these women complaining when they're 31 years of age about the lack of viable men and they can't find relationships. Number one, they can still find relationships. But number two, you should have made better decisions when you were in your early 20s. It's not my problem, right? These women were the ones who decided to screw around for over a decade, and now they want to complain that they don't get as much attention as they used to. And I'm supposed to, what, feel sorry for them? People watching this video are supposed to feel sorry for you? It's ridiculous, right? It's absolutely ridiculous.
This girl says that men are more interested in getting shit-faced in New York City, and she attributes this to like a post-pandemic thing where COVID derailed their prime sexual years, therefore they just don't want to settle down. Another woman here says that she thinks that if men have become more politically conservative, that this online network of men's rights activists are turning guys against women. So there's this confluence of apps are bad, but also men aren't interested in, settling down, and also men are more conservative. What makes the story more interesting is that this I'm looking for a man in finance video has been going mega viral. Obviously it's super catchy, but it's more than that. I actually talked to CNBC for this story, that Lewis is me, but there's this feeling right now with the trad wife and the stay-at-home girlfriend where women are feeling so burdened. We feel like we're never going to be able to own real estate. We're going to be working forever. Our jobs feel like they're going nowhere often, and we're...
I mean, this is what you asked for, right? And guys, you know, so many of these women, they wanted all of the rights. They wanted to be able to go out there and act like men. They wanted to be able to work, right? And now that they have the work and they can go out there and make their own money, all of a sudden when they hit 30, it's like, oh, no, now I want to be a housewife, right? I want to be provided for. That's not how this works. You can't have your cake and eat it too. You wanted to be a strong and independent career woman. Go and chase your careers. Guys, I am all for the womanist movement, going out there and working until they can't work anymore. This is exactly what they wanted. There used to be a time, guys, back in the day where men would go out there, they would work, they would come home, and they would provide for their family, right? But the women wanted to go out there and work. They wanted to double the labor force. They wanted to increase the amount of people who are taxed. They wanted to put, you know, their children in state care. And now we're in the situation that we're in. Guys, I'm very supportive of the strong and independent women. You know, go your own way, do your thing. You're fantastic, right? I'm incredibly proud. Also, as far as people making content such as myself, you know, we're getting labeled men's rights activists and things like this. We're turning men against women. There is a saying in this space, guys, that goes something like this: we don't recruit men, they just show up, because men are done with the nonsense. Guys, I don't have to recruit men for this channel. They just come and they watch and they recognize all of the nonsense that they've been through. They see that other men have gone through it, and then they check out and they're like, no, thank you. I'm not getting married again. I'm not having kids again, or whatever the case may be. Or if I am, I'm going overseas and I'm going to find a completely different woman, you know?
Exhausted, and there's something about a finance guy where it feels like an unlock. How does girl on couch ladder up to this? Part of the reason that this sentiment resonated so much, I'm not going to recite it because it's such an earworm that it'll get stuck in your head, but we all know it. Indicative of something bigger here. As I write in my letter, men in finance are known to be appealing in only a begrudging way. They have their reputation for lacking a personality, lacking time, lacking emotional intelligence, but they make up for it in money. And to Gen Z women specifically who are facing financial challenges like student loans, inflation, and frankly FOMO, I mean, those tickets to the Eras Tour in Europe cost a lot. Money has become more attractive than ever. But it's not just about being rich or greed. It's about unlocking things that women want and feel like they will never be able to have. To bring it back.
Yeah, too bad. So the long of the short of it is that men are once again being used for their wallets. I mean, very nice. I don't care how you word it. Oh, it's not about greed. It's not about this. It's not about that. We all know the nonsense that's going on here. Men are valued for their wallets or their looks. That's typically the way it goes, right? You'll see all these women, they'll go out there and try and get married to the rich guy or have relationships with the rich guy, and then they'll go screw around with the dude who's attractive. I'm not sure what exactly this article is trying to achieve here.
It'd be very interesting to see where we are in 5 years with single Gen Zers, because the oldest Gen Zers right now are like 27, the youngest are 14. How many people get married in a generation? How many people have kids? Like, those are much larger, have larger economic implications. So while these are amusing trend stories and Megan Bonnie thing is funny and a TikTok earworm, also a much larger economic story. And that's why I think TikTok trends are so interesting.
It's time for women to reevaluate their standards and their approach to dating and relationships. It's completely wild that a woman getting stood up on a date makes headlines, while for men, this has always been part of the baseline in dating.
Yeah, because nobody gives a damn when it happens to dudes. It doesn't make articles, it doesn't make headlines, right? Because this is the typical experience that men are supposed to accept.
Yes, he had traditional views, but it was very more like, no, you are mine, like gross.
He didn't like that I liked to party.
Just a lot of the comments that he made were very misogynistic and very like not okay. Just like, oh, I don't want anybody else to see your body. Just the way that it was said, I feel like is
So he didn't want you going out partying. He wanted you to dress modestly. Were there any other things that you considered misogynistic?
Well, he for sure thinks that men are better than women. He didn't want her to have a career.
He was very fast with like talking about the future, and he was like, would you want to still work if you had children?
This guy's my hero. Like, I mean, everything that he's saying sounds awesome. I don't actually understand what the problem is. Like, he sounds great.
Yeah, I think...
It's clear that many women have been conditioned to criminalize virtuous desires in men, which creates a toxic dating environment. The ease with which some women throw around false accusations is indeed infuriating and contributes to a climate of mistrust.
I mean, I would argue, guys, that the women at this table probably don't even know what misogyny means. But, you know, that being said, I don't really give them a free ticket off because they were brainwashed, okay? I don't care if these women were brainwashed or they were innocent little victims or whatever the case may be. The fact is they hold incredibly stupid opinions, and dudes shouldn't date them, honestly. I mean, you can go do whatever it is that you want, guys. If you're watching this video and you want to date women like this, I mean, be my guest. I can't tell you what to do. I'm just some dude on the internet. But all I will say is good luck to you, my friend. Let's continue.
This shift in dating, like in my mind, men chase women. Men chase women. Women get courted. Okay? That's the end of the story. Nothing drives me more insane than seeing these bum dudes ghost these stunning girls. This is absolutely insane. It's insane. This should not be happening, especially at the rate that this is happening. I hate the word playing games, but it's about time that these gorgeous women take that little deck of cards back into their own hands. I think a big problem for this is coming on too strong too soon and worshiping these men for giving absolutely nothing. Also clinging to them and being so easily accessible. Stop saying yes to their plans if they're asking you to come over at 11 p.m. on a random Wednesday. They should be asking you on a date to go out on Thursday night, and they should have asked you that on Monday.
Here's the thing that this woman has wrong here, right? Is that men court women, yes, but they court women who deserve it, okay? Why should a man court a modern woman who has hookups from dating applications? Why should a man court a modern woman who wants to go to parties and bars, even though she's in a relationship? I mean, the list goes on and on, guys. These women, they want traditional behavior from men, right? Men have to chase them. We have to get flowers. We have to take them out on dates. We have to plan dates ahead of time. We have to pick them up. We have to drop them home. We have to meet their parents. You know, all of these sorts of things. And for what? For a woman who didn't, you know, the women who require this crap, guys, they don't require it from the men that they find attractive, right? So what you're essentially saying is, hey, listen, you have to pay full price, right? But the man before you, he didn't have to pay a damn thing. He just, you know, messaged me through Instagram DMs one time, and I showed up to his house at 11 p.m. But you, sir, oh, no, you have to demonstrate chivalry to me. You have to plan dates. You have to do all of this nonsense. It's like these women don't understand that the reason why men used to do these things was because they valued you. These days, men find that a lot of these women have nothing to offer them, right? They absolutely don't. This is why these women are struggling to get commitment from these guys. They have no sense of modesty. They have no personality traits that make them a pleasant person to be around. They have essentially nothing. And then they wonder why they can't get commitment from dudes or why men aren't giving them chivalry. It's amazing.
A date to go out on Thursday night, and they should have asked you that on Monday. I have tried to explain this in like a really like calm, pleasant way before, but it does not seem to be getting through. Don't even give these men the opportunity to ghost you, because you should be dating multiple people, especially in the beginning when you're seeing somebody. There's no reason for you to be committed to them unless you're in an exclusive girlfriend-boyfriend relationship.